resort hotels and pickleball courts in your favorite Florida state park? Let's go.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Sidra and he's Dever, your favorite host, always. Yes, let's get started with our today's topic. So that is related to the Florida's park issue. That Florida's beloved state parks could see golf courses and hotels popping up if a new initiative goes through. With public meetings hastily scheduled, will Floridians have enough time to defend their parks from turning into commercial playgrounds? Okay, join us as we break down what's at stake.
All right.
Yes, Deborah. So, we have topic that's a very important topic today, and I have some concerns on this topic. Like as we have the news, its meeting is on August 27th. So
Yes.
basically, it's they give the public only a week's notice to attend and share feedback on it, but it's a very short time, and we have concern about this. But there, why we don't want this? Why we don't want changes in our parks? So there are four reasons why we don't want. The first is the environmental impact. You know that the large developments can harm our local ecosystem, wildlife habitats, and the natural landscape that Floridians want in Florida. People will focus only on their food instead of focusing on the health, exercise, social interaction. And why we go to the park? We go to the park because we want to release our stress. We want to focus on more physical activities there. But here, as it's opposite. Like you basically don't want to give relief to Floridian people. You are caring about your revenue, money. So you want just the cash from you want to earn the cash from the parks. The second thing we don't want, uh like it's we don't want is not I think a correct term for this. It's basically a conflict with law. So these plans conflict with existing laws that protects parks for excessive development, and these changes are concerning because they go against states laws that protect Florida's park statute. So that is the FS 258.037, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And the third concern is the loss of natural beauty. So
Okay.
basically, people enjoy the parks for their untouched nature, and building resorts or golf courses could ruin that experience. As earlier I told you above on the environmental impact point. The fourth one is the lack of transparency. So if only a 1 week's notice, no opportunity for questions, is in the meeting make it feel rushed and not fully transparent to the public. So these are the concerns we have. What's your opinion, David, on this?
So, this information came out, and thank you, Cedra, for sending this to me and making it a topic for discussion on our flagship podcast. So, when I did a little bit more research, I know there are specific state parks that have been identified for these changes. And yes, you're right. The Florida park system is not giving much public notice
Yeah.
to everyone to prepare for this meeting in about a week. And I understand that there are going to be time limits for individuals to speak in regards to these proposed changes. Now, for one of the parks, and I'll pull up the information, for one of the parks, they're talking about using space that is already available because it's not being used to put a pickleball
Yeah.
court, install a pickleball court. Pickleball being one of the fastest growing participatory sports in the nation, they believe that they can capitalize on this opportunity,
Yeah.
not just for tourism, but also for native Floridians or residents of Florida. So I kind of get that. I know that the park system, and I can pull up the information,
But here I will
responded.
interrupt you, David. That look, we have to separate the park concept and the golf resorts or the restaurants or everything. Why you are getting like into a trouble by doing these two things together? Don't do it. Park is a different thing. It's not a kind of a restaurant. It means then if you will open the restaurant here in parks, even it's a tiny restaurant, but you will provide the alcohol and other stuff there, so it means that people will ruin their health. So why we are going in park? We are going in park for our health, for our like with your dogs, with your cats. So you want to spend your time with your loved ones and your animals there, your pets, with your pets there, not with the other people and other food stuff.
In response to that, the argument, for instance, in regards to the lodging facilities, the parks that have been identified, according to the Florida DEP news on Twitter,
Hmm.
um, Camp Helen State Park, for instance, doesn't currently offer any overnight accommodations. At Anastasia State Park, they're looking for opportunities to provide more overnight accommodations, also similar to Wakula Springs Lodge and other lodges at national parks. So, what the state is saying, what the park Department of Parks and Recreation is saying, is that they want to offer more amenities to be able to stay overnight at these parks and take in the beauty, the resources,
That's
the
not a good thing.
opportunity to be at these parks. And just expanding, of course, the revenue base for the park system. If people are asking for that particular service of having the accommodations to stay overnight, that's available at national parks. And if they are built similar to the national park overnight facilities, respecting the environment, respecting the area, respecting surrounding communities,
But that's
I
not a park
understand the
then.
proposal.
But that's not a park concept then. It's a something else concept. It means you are providing a mini hotel, mini space for restaurant and everything on a one place. But there is no point of these things in a park area. No, I think it makes no sense.
And I see it as an opportunity for um, improving revenue and improving visitation to the park system. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection has had its knocks. Florida does offer great opportunities to visit, the parks, the springs, et cetera, et cetera. And would the increased traffic, the increased construction on these particular sites be detrimental to the environment? I don't know. I really don't know. Um, are these parks, and I've never been to these parks identified in this particular proposal, I haven't. Um, for these parks, do they have the capacity for increased growth, increased visits by the public? That's something to be concerned about too, especially if you're offering overnight accommodations.
Yeah, no, look, like, okay, fine. On one side, you're saying that revenue, they want revenue basically. They want money from them. They don't want to focus on public's health. They don't want to focus on the nature's beauty.
True, that's true. Again, when
It's
you
it's
were
very
talking about when
yeah,
you
yeah.
were talking about a place to go to relax, to explore nature, part of relaxing is recreation. And if that means, pickleball, if that means flying the kite, or having a disc golf course. That's one of the proposals, particularly at his Hillsborough River State Park. They're talking about installing more cabins. They're talking about installing, pickleball courts and a disc golf course, not a uh, not a 9 course golf course
So
that we
basically, you are
traditionally
in
would
the
know it
favor of
for.
basically you
No,
are in the favor of the
no, no, I'm not necessarily in favor of the proposal. I don't like how it's given a short time frame for public comment. I think given enough time to look at the full proposal, we're seeing a lot of reaction on social media to what we know already. But to kind of draw this out a little bit more, I like the idea of the national park system. I like the idea of the state park system. And if there's the capacity to add more lodging in a economically and environmentally appropriate manner, why not? And if it brings additional revenue and recreation for Floridians and tourists, I think that's a great idea.
but still, I am totally against more construction and
Sure.
more like, okay, for example, they will start working on one park. Then what will happen? They will close that park for months because they want to construct things there. So it means that where people will go for the relaxation for their pets and everything,
Great. And
because you need time to build the new things in the park.
that's a valid point. You make a valid point, Cedra, and that's why these questions need the time to be answered. First of all, they need the time to be asked at the hearing next week and the time to answer appropriately. I'm hoping that people who do attend the hearing have the opportunity to ask the questions that are necessary, like the ones that you have, and draw this out and and get information that will kind of push back against some of the social media hysteria that this particular announcement has caused.
But I think the most important thing is right now is that they have to increase the time. Like it's a very short time, 27.
Mhm.
Today's 22nd. So it means that you don't have enough time to think about it to convince your public about your ideas, about your decision. So it means that
Yeah.
they have to figure out that they need to increase more time. They have to at least give the 1 month notice. So I think I don't know why they are doing in in a hurry situation. Then what's the reason behind it? There is no need to rush it. So like if it means that you are not giving enough time to public to think about it. That's it. You just want to impose your decision on public. That's it.
I agree. The timeframes are questionable, and it is suspect. And I would think that that would be one of the questions asked, or several questions asked about why the short time frame to for question and answers, comments by the public. Uh,
Yep.
these are our tax dollars at work, and accountability and transparency is what people are asking for in these particular public comment sessions. I agree. More time should be spent allowing people on either side of the issue to formulate their questions. Is this particular issue being rushed because there's developers in the background ready to get to the work of developing these particular initiatives in the identified state parks? Maybe. However, Yes, I agree with you. Let's spend a little bit more time looking at this, even though if it means bumping up to the next, what is it, legislative session.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with you. So, yeah, this is what we have for today. And I hope you will like this topic and kindly give us your feedback on it, because your feedback matters a lot for us. And try to comment on our post, especially
Yes.
on this post, because we need your response before the 27th. So it will helpful for us to understand what actually our audience think about this thing. So thank you so much, David, for this episode. And yes, audience, please like, share, comment, follow, and give us hard time. We are ready for your hard time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cedra. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.